Good morning, guys. Let's just do the time. 9:15, if you can see that. And it's Wednesday, so I have Alfie today. And we're just down here with Georgina. I've been having a little chat to her. Yeah, I love you, Georgina. I love you. Hi, Dad. How are you? How are you? Not going to speak today. Sometimes we don't need to speak. Wow, I had a lovely day yesterday. I did make Jam Noise 72's cake. Oh my word. The little bun things I made were delicious, but the upside down pineapple pudding, I must have actually came home. I gave him some. Came home from work at I don't know, about 9:30, something like that, and I gave him some, and he was like, "That is the best cake I've ever tasted." I've bloody made him all kinds of cakes. So it's nice to know that one very simple, mind you, he does love parsley, so I think that might have something to do with it. There's not many places that you can get parsley cakes. No, there's not. And you know, in that video, when my mum is sitting there with her glasses, her sunglasses on, and she might as well wear a visor over her face, really, with her white hair. I just thought, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. I just love that noise. Anyway, thank you, Jam Noise. That was such a nice thing to do. I enjoyed it. And I also went to Wrighton Gardens yesterday with my mum, which is an organic centre, Wrighton Organic Gardens. It's like something to do with Prince Charles. I don't know. But I guess the fact that it is means that most of the stuff that's grown there isn't poisonous. Hee. I have a... Can you see it? Oh, it looks like a swan. I always wanted to do those shadow things. The only one I could ever do was a crocodile, which was quite easy, really. It's just your two hands opening up and down. Yeah, right in Organic Gardens, and I took a few videos, and I think I'll maybe load some of them up today. So I just want to pre-warn people. They're just really of flowers and things. I just want to bring something beautiful to my videos some of the time, instead of just the hello. Did you see that little orange fly? Instead of the negative stuff, you know what I mean? I want to balance it out a bit. So now, camera in hand, and my medication in the other. Do. Do you know, sometimes I feel like I could run on this now. It's wonderful. Yeah. And these kind of things just really build your confidence, you know what I mean? Seriously, heights was something I did have a thing with, and I keep thinking, sorry, I just had a smoke. That was wonderful. I wonder if one day I will be able to run and do it. That'd be magnificent. And he says, come on, get your bag and let's go. Oh, Let's just put that there a minute. Honey wants her ball. Where is your ball? Oh, and look at that. I found some bread in my bag as well. Okay guys, sorry about that. Anyway, so I might be loading some of them up, and I should probably just do it all under Writing Organic Gardens part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? I think it goes up to part 15. No, it don't really. Look at the sun. I love the sun. Yeah, so I just had such a nice day. And then when I went to bed last night, I'm reading this book. I forget what it's called now. It's something about your personal mythology anyway. I don't even remember if I've talked about it before. They say parsley does that. I don't think it does. It's about your personal mythology. And one of the little exercises was to create a shield. So I thought, oh yeah, what is it? Was that the squirrel? Look at that face. One of the exercises was to design this this shield, and you based it on your paradise was the first one. It was in 4 squares, I think. Paradise was the first section. Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, and Paradise Future. Yeah. So I thought, oh, I'll have a go at this. So I did. And I always read things through first to make sure I've got it clear, because I'm one of those people who often reads something totally different to other people. Well, to some people. There's other people who read things the same way that I do, but you know, we're meant to read them in a specific way. So I always read things through first if it's an exercise, and then kind of consider, toes in the spotlight, then kind of consider about doing it properly, you know what I mean? Well, as I was actually doing this, it was saying, you know, think about a time when you felt like you were in paradise, and whatever image comes to mind. And I got a donkey. The kind of image of a donkey. And I thought, oh. And it came to me very spontaneously. And it was meant to be about a time in your childhood. And I realised that donkeys have always been very important to me. And the donkeys, or one of the donkeys, the donkey that came to mind was actually a particular donkey called Pineapple. And when I was about 7 years old, I just had the best time of my life ever. It was when we were in Liverpool. We'd just kind of moved to Coventry, I think. So I'd got all that beautiful security from Liverpool. And we went on holiday, and I think it was to a place called Mablethorpe. And there were 4 donkeys on the beach. Betty, Shamrock, Paddy and Pineapple. And I spent the whole holidays helping the man walking the donkeys up and down the beach. And it was just my favourite time ever. My brothers and sisters would all go and play, but I've always been the one who kind of did my own thing. And being with those donkeys, it was just paradise to me, walking barefoot along this beach that seemed to go on forever. Our first proper holiday. It's lovely sun. These beautiful animals that had just the most gorgeous faces and just was so loving. I mean, they just gave out love, seriously. They gave it out in such a way that I'm sure you could have just put a bag there and gathered it all in and taken it home with you, because that's what I sure did. And it's one of those times when, you know, everything was just perfect. I actually felt like it was paradise. Yeah, and then the donkey as well. I grew up in a time when everybody had a religion. You know, it was no good saying, if someone said to you what religion you were, it was like, when's your date of birth? You know, you knew it. And you would say, I'm a Protestant. And everybody knew what that meant. And I went to things like Sunday school and church and brownies and all of those kind of things. And of course, even in school. Hello. Do you want to be on the video? Even in school, religious education was a subject that we had like 3 times a week. Every morning in school there was a school assembly where rousing songs such as Onward Christian Soldiers and Rule Britannia and all this kind of stuff would be, watch the stingers, would be sung. So it wasn't until I was older that I actually, in fact, confirmation, to be honest, when I actually started to consider that there was anything different to being what I was, and the story had to be true because everybody I knew believed it. And so Jesus became my best friend. And most nights Jesus would sleep in my bed and I would sleep on the floor. And I did love it when we moved to Coventry, really for one reason. And that was I had a room of my own. It was a 4-bedroomed house. My 3 brothers went up in the on the 3rd floor in the upstairs bedroom together. My 2 sisters went in the other room. My mum and dad had one, and I had the small kind of box room, and it was my own space, and I loved it. And Jesus would often visit there, and although I never physically saw him, I knew he was there. And this is the thing with invisible friends. They don't have to be solid. Do you understand? They don't have to be that everybody can see them. No, it really is a belief thing. But yeah, Jesus would come, and on occasions he would bring his donkey, because Jesus loved donkeys. So I had all this kind of going through my mind and thinking, well, was it kind of paradise for me when I thought there was only really one religion? Because whenever you asked anybody what their religion was, it would either be Protestant or Catholic. But I knew that basically both of those were the same. We were all Christians. And I knew that there were other people out there. But I was never likely to meet them because they were in faraway places. The world was huge then. You know, a move from Liverpool to Coventry was like an emigration. Yeah. But I found that really interesting. And then the next was Paradise Lost. And I got this vision of this open gateway. It was like, you know, walking down one of the country lanes I walked down. Except I got the impression that this was our back garden, which wasn't like a country lane. But you know how these kind of images can be mingled and mixed, and you can see the different segments of them, but maybe no one else can. Yeah, so it was almost as if it was my back garden in my parents' home. But it was a country lane, and there was this gate and it was slightly open, and I wondered to myself, why did I come up with that? Where did that come from, and what does it mean? And I thought, well, maybe Paradise Lost, because this is that section, is the gate being open, and me walking through it, and then all of those problems kind of happening from that. And then I thought about it a bit more, and I thought, no, it's probably more to do with the fact that the gate can be opened. I had no idea. I had no idea that there was boundaries. Do you understand what I mean? I had no idea there were gates. Because paradise was just this total blissful security of family and relatives, and a feeling of all being one and working together and following the same path, I suppose. And I think the gate thing is, Paradise was lost when I realised that there were actually boundaries, because I didn't realise there were. Excuse me. And then that gate is also representative of personal responsibility and taking control of your life and which doorways and things you go through. And I made some choices that maybe weren't so good. This way, girls, come on. Oh, I've probably rabbited on for long enough. Anyway, yeah, so I found that really interesting, doing that. And sort of, hello, Daddy. Oh, bless. What is it? I do love that sound though. Yeah, it was some, well, it might have been the pineapple cake, but I thought it was really interesting. Looking at where these images came from and what they actually symbolised to me. And I did two others as well, but I ain't going to talk about them. Paradise Regained. And that was just a heart symbol. Just a heart, I should say. That was a heart symbol for me. And the further one, Paradise in the Future, or whatever it was the kind of image. Look at the angel falling. Can you see it? Bump. Was the image of like the tree of knowledge from the Garden of Eden, and I was there, and everywhere around this tree was kind of the central feature, but all around was everything I've ever dreamt of. You know, it is bliss, happiness, peace, joy, people sharing and enjoying each other's company, laughter, creativity, people doing things. It was bigger than just the initial symbol of, you know, kind of the classic Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden with the serpent and the apple. It wasn't like that. It was no serpent, apples on the tree, and then it just expanded into this awareness of all that was going on. So they were kind of my symbols. Anyway, I think I'm going to go because I'm really talking crap today, aren't I? And it's because I want to stay away from the crap. I know what's out there on YouTube. Oof, who went down the seesaw? I know what's out there on YouTube and the kind of things that people are talking about right now. And I seriously have come to the conclusion, guys, that yeah, once your eyes are open, you can never shut them again. But I'm just not getting distracted by this anymore. It's a complete setup, the whole thing, and they almost allow out, if you see what I mean, the things that they are happy for us to worry about and concern ourselves with. And it stops us from being positive and making networks and doing constructive things like sending our love, peace, bliss and joy out there. So I'm just not going to buy into it, and I hope people are not that stupid. The whole thing, and everybody knows what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to say what it is. The whole thing is you know, for their good and their benefit, and a major distraction in the most absolutely abhorrent of ways. So keep looking up, guys, and don't fall into the traps, and tell someone today that you love them. It's really important for you, for them, and for this universe that we are enjoying, experiencing. So yeah, that's about it now. Sorry if this didn't make much sense, but I'm not in a much sense mood today. I'm in a rather frivolous mood today. So I will catch you all later, and remember to enjoy life, live it. Make yourself a cake. They're beautiful. Love you all. Bye. Do wave bye bye feet.